Hi everyone, Sailor Pluto, Sailor Underworld here, Tissa here, and today we're going to talk about, about why we do not skim out our films, or shift them, or clean them in any way. Now I know we have, made this film many times. The grounds to why we always go back to make it is there's always going to be someone out there who doesn't know why we don't skim or cut or clean our films out. First off, takes up too much time. See, I don't care what anyone tells you. It takes up a lot of time. And I don't care what film skimming or cleaning or shifting or cutting tool you have. You can't go right into it and be boom done. It never works that way. First you gotta yield for it to load. Then you have to know what tool and what setting to go by, because there is no handbook. It didn't come with one, and I hardly doubt that the business that made it has a handbook from their website. And even if they did, I don't really think that it would help you that much. So you're mostly in the dark, seeing all these tools, all these settings, and not knowing what any of it does. And knowing that unless you're the one who's made it, or worked it, you're not going to know what any of these things do. And it's not as smooth as, oh, this makes your film brighter, this makes your film darker, oh, this gives you that beginning sheet, this gives you the end sheet. No, it's never as smooth as that. And even if that's the only thing you wanted to do, was to either make your film brighter or make it darker. Why you want to do that, who knows? Or put a beginning sheet or an end sheet to your film, you still gotta fillet that film into something. And this is also where the tool might take up too much time, because sometimes these tools like to fuck around and fillet things longer than they should be filleted. Or if filleting the film isn't going to be the thing, it's going to be a hit and miss, then the whole cutting or skimming or cleaning or shifting or whatever you want to call it will become a hit and miss. If you're lucky, you might get it to work flawlessly the first time. But then your luck is not going to hold. Because the next time you do it, well, then it doesn't work. Either it's broken, it doesn't cut anything, or it cuts what you don't want it to cut, or it makes it where you can't work with anything before and after the cut. So, I know we're 4 minutes in the film, but yeah, I just had to tell you that. So, that's why we don't do anything. That's why we don't skim out our films. It takes too much time. We don't have all the time in the world, like some folks do, to be fucking around or playing around with their beloved film skimming tool. We got things we gotta do in a day. Instead, we have to go sometimes, and folks to see sometimes, and other times we don't got all the time in the world to fuck around or play around with some film skimming tool. 2, it's a hit and miss when it comes to the cutting, like we said. You might get lucky. You might get lucky, and it might, cut your film out right for you. But that's if you're lucky. Because sometimes what will happen is, either knowing our luck, it either will not cut nothing out, or will cut something out we didn't want to be cut out, or it'll make it where we can't do anything with the before and after the cutout of the film. In other words, making you have to undo all the work. So, yeah. And we also think that our films are lifelike. You know, things that happen in true life or happen in life that you can't put a still on. You can't still it. You can't still it. And then you can't say, oh, better cut that out. That was shameful when I said that. Oh, better cut out that mistake or mishap. Oh, it's gone now. Well, if you can't do that in true life, then why the hell would you do it in a film? I don't know. Do we look like one of those folks out there that, wants everything to be flawless and, oh my God, I gotta make my upload, live stream short, or podcast flawless? Well, we don't care about that. What you want to do is your own business. Great for you. But we choose not to do it. And before I end this film, there's going to be someone out there that's going to say, oh, well, don't you know that skimming is your friend? No, it's not. That was some old saying that the trolls and the bullies and the haters would say. That skimmer is your friend, or cutter is your friend, or shifter is your friend. Well, it's not. None of them were friends to us. Before we end this film, let's talk about some of the downsides that we had to deal with when it came to these skimming tools in the past. First, we had Small Soft Windows Filmmaker, which came to an end in 2010 YL. Windows 7 was the last Windows to have it. Alright? Done. Over. And ever since, and yeah, and you want to know what Small Soft Windows Filmmaker's big fuck up is? First, it takes too long to fillet your file. It takes too long to fillet your film, and it's a hit and miss when it comes to cutting out something. The ArcSoft ones, well, they might be faster with filleting your film, but they can't cut nothing out. You can hit that blade all you want, that lightness of the blade, for ArcSoft Web Shooter Friend or ArcSoft Film Filleter, and nothing's gonna happen. And as far as Cyberlink or Interweb Feed, Strength Overseer and Might Overseer, the one we got was broken. All it could do was film. You couldn't do anything with it beyond that. So I don't want to hear about how these tools were my friends, because at the end of the day they were not. So anyway, if you like this film, then follow us over here at Sailor Moon for Life. Don't forget to share and playlist and thumb up this film. Don't forget to hit that bind and that ringer to know when the next upload, live stream, or short been done. Sorry about that burp. I, Sailor Pluto, and Sailor Underworld Tissa, and I'll see you later. Goodbye. Farewell. So long.